Hey guys, Crush It with Carolyn on YouTube. Yes, finally. Sorry I'm late to the party, but shit, I'm here, so I hope y'all are fucking ready. Who am I? Why am I relevant? Why should you listen to me? I decided that I think bullet points of like some big factors in my life would be helpful, and then we can kind of dig deeper through there, and I'll post a couple of my podcast videos so you guys can kind of see the diversity of my content. But I think one of the biggest things that people don't think of when they see me is that I come from immigrant parents. I know I'm glowing white and I'm Irish, but I'm fucking Irish. Like, my parents moved to Canada the year I was born. They had my sister was 2 at the time. They had a dog, $1,500, and them. And that's what I started from. So I came from the bottom. We lived in the hood. We lived off of macaroni and cheese. We did all of the shit that you hear about, but we're white, so you don't think about it, but it happened. So that's where my work ethic comes from. That's where my drive comes from. That's where my passion comes from, is knowing that my dad worked his ass off my entire life to get where he is. And now he is in an amazing place. But I saw the blood, the sweat, and the tears that went into that, and he instilled that in me, and he instilled it in my sister, and I'm trying to instill it in my fucking millennial kids, but I'm doing my best. So a lot of people don't know that, but that's where I come from. So that changes a lot about you as a person when you are a first-generation American, first-generation Canadian, whatever, North American, whatever. But I'm first-generation, so that changes things. I was in a 6-year abusive relationship with my oldest son's dad. I was in an amazing relationship with my youngest son's dad until we split, and then it became very abusive, emotionally and verbally. I've been to prison, which not a lot of people know, but in 2015 I got locked up. I had my son in April. I got sentenced in May. And I got locked up in November, and a lot of people didn't know that, and a lot of people wondered why I competed as soon as I had my son. But I used the competition to get through my pregnancy so I wouldn't go through depression, because that's how I started my pregnancy, knowing that my son's father was having a relationship with someone else and had moved out and all of the things. So I was alone in a different country from my whole family with no one. But I used wanting to compete to get through my pregnancy. Then I used competing to get to the point where I knew that the week after I was competing, I was going to prison. But I couldn't let knowing that fuck up the 6 months before it and jeopardize either of my kids. So I used that as my focus to keep me sane and keep me whole and get me to where I needed to go. I was locked up in federal prison for 7.5 months. I did 2 months in a halfway house in Portland. And then I moved in with my parents. And I figured out who my mom was, who is someone I never want to have anything to do with ever in life again. But I did that by building a relationship with my sister and really figuring out who I was as a person and why I did what I did and why my parents and their actions led to some of my decisions. I then started 2 businesses. I have a podcast on Podbeam with the One Star Radio Network. I have Instagram. I have my website at www.crushitwithcarolyn.com. I have www.crushitfitness.life. Now I have you guys on YouTube. I have been through a lot of things, and I want to show women that you can go from the top to the bottom back to the top, or you can go from the bottom to the top. And it doesn't matter what you've done in life, but if you are hardworking and you know what you want, you can get it, and don't let anyone deter you. And part of my big thing of the different topics I'm going to cover on this channel is shit is so fake lately that I want to bring authenticity back into the world, and me being honest with you of who I am and what I've gone through is a huge piece of maybe you'll question who you are and what you've gone through and how it's affected you and how it affects your relationship with others. And do you like yourself? Do you not like yourself? What can you do to change? So after this first initial video that has been stressing me the fuck out all night, and I've probably done like 16 takes of, I will post one on an abusive relationship. I'll do a weight loss one. I have a couple of videos that I still have, that I have copies of, that I have sent my business partner. He has videos that I don't have, so we will upload those eventually, either just on my podcast or on both. But please subscribe to my channel, ask me questions, make comments, talk shit about my lack of makeup, even though my highlight looks on point, even though I worked out today. And I want to build relationships and help you guys see that you can be real and you can have your opinions, and the people that matter will still be there. So I know it's scary, because this is scary to me, but be real, be authentic, ask questions, discover who you are, and we can do this together.